That's better. Whew. Alright, well, the goal is to get 20 minutes worth of cardio. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do all 20 minutes on the stepper, but I'm gonna do what I can. Try not to make this boring. Stair Master is one of the best pieces of cardio that you can do, next to running. For one reason, I mean, Stair Master, you get a lot of toning in, tones your glutes, things like that. Tones your quads, so it's kind of good conditioning, especially for people who are trying to get ready for a competition, or just for ladies or even guys who are trying to sculpt their butt, quads, legs, all that, everything, lower body, calves. It's a great piece of equipment to use. Stair Master can look kind of intimidating, but man, it is one of the best pieces of cardio you can do. And yeah, it's kind of seems monotonous, but I mean, what cardio isn't, to be honest? You know, it's kind of repetitive. I mean, now HIIT cardio, or high intensity, interval cardio is definitely beneficial as well. You can get a lot done, but in a short period of time. But the issue is sometimes, if you're injured, you might not be able to be as explosive or do as much dynamic movements that interval or high intensity cardio would have you do. So sometimes you got to do low impact, something that's going to not be so strenuous on certain joints or muscles. So that's why things like the Stair Master, elliptical, even walking on an incline if you have to, are good alternatives to doing HIIT cardio. HIIT cardio or high intensity interval training style cardio is definitely the way to go, because like I said, you can get a lot done in a short period of time, burn calories, specifically fat and carbohydrates. Your glycogen, glucose stores are gonna definitely burn muscle glycogen, but you definitely can burn fat. But in my case today, I'm trying to be easy in my joints, recover a little bit. So I'm doing the Stair Master, but I'm still gonna get it in. Believe that. So right now I'm about 4 minutes in, only 57 calories. So if I'm gonna stay on here for 20 minutes, I'm assuming I should at least get 200 calories burned, so that's pretty good. So compare that to if you're on elliptical or treadmill for the same amount of time, I would say it would probably be pretty close. So like I said, I'm getting it in. I'm gonna increase the speed a little bit. For those who don't know, I'm in the off season. Been in off season since I think April. Plan on doing my next show and sometime in October. So basically a year from now. It's like the beginning of November. So my goal is just to try to come in more conditioned, but also just to be a little bit more bigger. That was the one thing that the judges told me, is that I just was too small. I did lightweight division last time, which was 150 to 165, or cut off right at 165, and on the off season prior I was only like 168. So I mean, do the math. I mean, I definitely had way more than 5% body fat at 168. So imagine I try to cut down, I wind up getting down to about 155, which is on the lower side of the class. You know, I was probably, I don't know, to be honest, 7-8% body fat. I definitely could have been more conditioned, but the big take home was that I was just too small. All the other guys in my class were just a lot bigger, because I guarantee you in the off season they're probably weighing something like, I don't know, high 178, even 180s probably. So what I learned is that I need to put on more muscle and make sure that I also come in more condition, so that I'm looking bigger all around. But then the conditioning, natural bodybuilding is definitely a different sport, man. I mean, you know, no drugs, so it's a lot harder to put on size. It takes a lot of time, and that's what people don't realize. You know, they see these magazines and think, oh yeah, it's possible for me to get like that. But when, you know, you actually get to the gym, start trying to work out, you have a rude awakening that's a lot harder than what the magazines make you want to think. On top of that, you know, these magazines are airbrushed. You know, they use different lighting and effects, angles, Photoshop, all that kind of stuff. So it's very misleading. And it's unfortunate, because the guys who are really busting their butts, the natural guys in the gym, they get overlooked because people say, oh, he doesn't look anything like that guy in the magazine. But in reality, that guy is working hard, just as hard, if not harder, than some of those guys on drugs. Not to take anything from them, you know, I definitely admire. There's a lot of guys, you know, professional bodybuilders that I admire, but I gotta give my props to the natural guys that bust their butt. They come in shape, they stay conditioned, you know, no drugs. It's a lot harder, like, and I know that you have to have the work ethic regardless, but when you don't have drugs, you don't recover the same way. When you're taking these steroids, your recovery time is cut in half, you know? You're able to endure a lot more. I mean, you see these bodybuilders working out twice a week, going hard, I mean twice a day, going hard, you know? Natural guys can't do that. That's not reality, that's not real. So I always tip my hat to all those natural guys out there. Man, it's hard work. When I see a guy that is conditioned, that's in shape on stage, and he's got nice size on him, man, that is a feat. That's something to really be admired. So just a little something to think about is, next time you see that guy busting his butt in the gym, and you say, oh, look at that guy, I'm bigger than him. Granted, now, you see that guy working out, he's probably 8% body fat, you know, compared to where you might think you are, but you're probably 15 to 20. And that guy's like, oh, look how small he is. He's cut up, but he's a small little guy. Hey man, that's the reality of being natural.